The first part of this series will reveal the perfect plan of God in action through a timeline given in Ezekiel 4. We're going to see just how precise God's timing is. This is a prophecy given roughly 500 years before Christ, and its accuracy is so exact that it becomes extremely difficult to deny the existence of God our Father in heaven. For us as Christians, this stands as powerful evidence, showing how God works through time and prophecy to strengthen our faith in Him and in His Son, Jesus Christ. Now, let's turn to Ezekiel 4, the beginning of a prophecy that would be fulfilled long after it was given, and fulfilled with perfect timing. I will now read the key verses that help us understand this prophecy. Son of man, take a clay tablet, put it in front of you, and draw the city of Jerusalem on it. Then lay siege to it, build a ramp against it, set up camps against it, and put battering rams around it. Take an iron pan and place it as an iron wall between you and the city, and set your face against it. It shall be under siege, and you shall besiege it. This will be a sign to the house of Israel. Then lie on your left side and bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. For the number of days you lie on your side, you shall bear their iniquity. I have assigned you 390 days, 1 day for each year of their sin. After you have completed this, lie again on your right side and bear the iniquity of the house of Judah for 40 days. I have assigned you 1 day for each year. Therefore, set your face toward the siege of Jerusalem, with your arm uncovered, and prophesy against it. I will bind you so that you cannot turn from one side to another until you have finished the days of your siege. From this passage, it becomes clear that the total timeline given by God for Israel and Judah together is 430 years. We also see a pattern. God instructs Ezekiel to act this out in days, but each day represents a year. This gives us a prophetic timeline that must be carefully understood. The key question is this: was this 430-year period meant to be fulfilled in the past, or was it pointing to the future? One crucial verse helps answer that question, verse 3. This shall be a sign to the house of Israel. The siege itself is the sign. In other words, when the siege begins, it marks the start of this prophetic timeline of 430 years. Historically, we know that the siege of Jerusalem began in 597 BC under Nebuchadnezzar. This becomes our starting point. Another important clue is found in verse 5. I have laid upon you the years of their iniquity, 390 days. Since 1 day equals 1 year, this confirms that the prophecy is pointing forward in time. Ezekiel is symbolically acting out future years of judgment. Verse 8 reinforces this, stating that the siege must be completed, indicating a full period that must run its course. Now let's move to Ezekiel 5, which adds another layer. When the days of the siege are fulfilled. That phrase, fulfilled, is critical. It shows that the 430 years were still to be completed in the future. After this period, God describes what will happen: judgment, destruction, and the scattering of Israel among the nations. Now, when we connect this timeline with history, something remarkable appears. If the siege began in 597 BC, and we apply the 430-year prophecy, we arrive at 167 BC. This brings us directly to the time of the Maccabean revolt, and to the actions of Antiochus IV Epiphanes, who defiled the temple by offering unclean sacrifices and committing severe acts of desecration. This event aligns precisely with the prophecy. Now let's look at Ezekiel 9, which gives further insight and connects with the book of Daniel. In this passage, we see judgment beginning at the sanctuary. Importantly, the text speaks of the temple being defiled, not destroyed. This distinction matters. The destruction of the temple is spoken of in Daniel 9:26, but the defilement of the sanctuary connects directly with Daniel 8, 11, and 12. Ezekiel 9 describes a scene of judgment. God commands that those marked for judgment be struck down, beginning at the sanctuary. The temple is defiled, and the city is filled with the slain. Historically, This aligns with what occurred in 167 BC, when Antiochus IV Epiphanes defiled the temple, just as described in Daniel 8. So now we can see the bigger picture. A prophecy, given in Ezekiel. A 430-year timeline, beginning with the siege of Jerusalem. A precise fulfillment in 167 BC. And a direct connection to the prophecies in Daniel. In the next part of this series, we will examine Daniel 8 and work our way through to Daniel 12. As mentioned in the introduction, the same king appears in Daniel 11, and understanding this is crucial for correctly interpreting Daniel 12 and its timeline. Be sure to watch from the introduction and follow the series in order, so you can clearly see how all of these prophecies fit together.